Hey everybody, it's JPT here with Banished. You may have seen my first episode, which was a tutorial, but in this instance, we're going to jump right into the game. I had a chance to play the game a little bit, and kind of get my feet a little wet, but I didn't want to get too far into the game before I recorded it for you guys. I just wanted to know enough to be dangerous. So let's go ahead and start a new game. Let's get a new name here. Feminola. Suitors. Wow, these names are epic. Excelsinore. We have to go with that one. That one is epic. Alright, terrain type. Valleys is good. Small. Terrain size. Climate. Fairs. Not too bad. Starting conditions medium. So basically, it says, 5 families, clothing, food, firewood, tools, and construction materials are provided. I think for someone that's just getting into the game, that's manageable. If you've played other survival building, city building kind of games, you'll get the hang of this real quick. So I think keeping these on the defaults is totally okay. Let's go ahead and auto-generate the new world. Excelsinore. Alright, and I'm going to pause the game real quick because what I like to do already is I like to take a look at the map. And I just realized that all the information is not being generated here. So let me see. So this basically turns on this map here for you. Also, the log of events I like to have, much like Timber and Stone, I like having it here in the corner. Let's see. Overhead map of the area is not too shabby. It's good that we've got all this lake stuff. So we're what, here? So we're in this nice little nook. This open area. Very cool. Very, very cool. Alright, so this is essentially what I would recommend doing, at least, in the hour that I played. Seemed like this was a pretty good thing. You'll also use this job thing quite a bit, but it doesn't really get much smaller than this. Like, you could put it here, or here, or here, but it gets kind of in the way. I need to figure out if there's a hotkey for it. But you'll pull up this quite a bit, so just keep that in mind. So here we've got our stockpile. It's 67% full. Pretty much you can see that we've got, firewood, iron, logs, and stone. A lot of that stuff is also conveyed over here, which is pretty cool. You can see it's early spring, also year 1. And we've got 10 adults, no students, and 8 children. That's what's so hilarious about this game, is that what I'll do... So, they're citizens without homes. Click here to select and cycle through them. Okay. 14 years old. I'm pretty sure considered an adult. 9, 5, 18. So 18 so far, the oldest. Yes, we have an 18-year-old leading a group of people. Oh, 19, sorry. We have a woman here that's 19 years old. Epic. That's why I love this game already. Let's just send a bunch of teenagers into the wilderness and start their own colony. That's kind of the point of the game. And I like it. I like it a whole lot. Okay, so these individuals, I'm going to use the hotkeys already. F1 pulls up this menu, and I believe that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what they're doing is they're pulling all their resources, so if you were to click on one of them and look at the inventory, some of them would have stuff, some of them would not. So like in this case, they don't have inventory just yet, and a lot of them are just wandering. So let's take a look at the lay of the land. So it looks like we'd want to have like a fisherman here, also like a market on the water here. Those are going to come in handy. Another open area down here, so we may want to consider that for more houses and stuff like that, or eventually maybe expand a little bit. Kind of getting screwed and hosed on the trees a little bit. So I think what we may do is we may cut down all these trees here, and then we'll probably build a bridge real early to get across. Unless they can walk across here, which I don't know. They might be able to walk. Let's. Where's this guy going? Are you walking across? No, you're going to be lonely in the woods. Your 17-year-old self. They may be able to walk across this. If that's the case, I don't know. I've never seen these before. But anyways, we may have to build a bridge to kind of get over here and utilize some of this for resources. Very curious. Alright, so let's get ourselves in some trouble. So what I need to do is, these people are without houses, so they really need some houses. Go ahead and build ourselves... Let's get ourselves a road in front of that. You can just barely see it, but it's there. Q and E rotate the camera, which you will utilize quite often, and then your WASD, WASD, will move you around. So let's go ahead and build some houses. No, actually, let me remove... Let's harvest these trees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag, and anything that pops up with that nice red mark is a tree that will get harvested. And then you can also do the same thing with your stone. So it looks like only one stone there, but it looks like we've got lots of stones over here. And then of course we got tons of stone here. Stone will become very important when you're building. So I recommend you just kind of, at your own will, select rocks. You notice that it didn't select this stuff? Well, if I'm not mistaken, that be iron. And lots of it. So we'll go ahead and select that, and also, yeah, there's none over here. Looks like there's plenty over here, which we'll get to later. So let me go ahead and unpause that, and some of these people will need to be told what to do. So we've got lots of laborers. We've got 10 of them, because that's the 10 adults we have. Eventually, as you build buildings, these people will need to be given jobs, and then you can kind of see who they are. But for right now, I'm going to get back to this and pause. And until this stuff can get destroyed, I'm just going to go ahead and build myself a dirt road like so. And I think what I may try to do, how much does it cost to do a bridge? We have enough to get a bridge, but is it really worth... I think it's going to be worth early on investing in that. Many of you might say, oh, you've got all this land over here, but the expansion feels like it might be sooner rather than later. So let me go ahead and build this road like that. Then what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm going to build a span to right there. And you can also do tunnels, which is really kind of weird. I've never seen that in a game before, but in a good way. Weird in a good way. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to build a house there. Rotate this. So essentially the arrows you can also put down as your roads. How much space am I going to be left here? I'll have enough. I like to leave spaces between the houses, but in this early instance, let's just go ahead and learn our lesson and put down 4 houses there. And then for your sake, speed it up a little bit. Right click makes you deselect stuff, which is way handy. As you can see here, they're cutting down all these trees, getting to work. What they'll do is they'll collect these resources and then bring them back here. Or actually in this instance, a lot of times they'll bring them back here too. So we got lots of iron tools already. We're starting off with potatoes, which is a good deal. Let's go ahead and plant a crop field. I like to put my crop field pretty close to my place here. Do I want to make that big of a field? No, not early. I'm going to do a 5x7. So you can see here it has this little stop icon, and these people still don't have houses because they need to build these houses. As you can see, when you click on them, It kind of tells you what is complete and what's not complete, so a lot of these houses are not complete. You can also pause the building of stuff, which is really, really cool. So they took care of that pretty quick. Pretty quick. But let me get back to this. So what we need to do is we need to plant stuff. Ooh, these are like the 2 worst foods ever. Well, I guess we're going to be a squash. And so we're planting squash, but we need at least 1 farmer to take care of that. So we'll go ahead and click up once. And if you click on this after you do that, you can kind of see who is your farmer. And you can see that it's this 16-year-old boy who eventually will get to doing his job. He's just kind of in the middle of that right now. If you want to accelerate an area for building, you can actually do that. If I'm not mistaken, it's this tools and resource, and then you can increase priority. So I'm going to increase the priority of this area here. And eventually everyone will just sort of like herd over here. You'll see down here Yasmin has become an adult and is working as a laborer. So now we have 11 adults in Excelsinore. So as you can see here, they're bringing all these resources, and as they drop them off, the percentage grows on the particular building. She's taking care of business. She's 15. She can do what she wants. That's what most teenagers do, right? Cut trees. This building's going along real quick. I love the variety of the buildings in this game. That was one thing that I read the developer was really prone to do, was to make sure that a lot of this stuff didn't look the same, which I really appreciate. So here we have the squash being planted. We don't want to overdo it. We could plant the other field, but right now I think we're okay. These houses are getting built up. I'm gonna make mistakes, by the way. I'm not gonna do everything according to the way it should be done. It is a learning process, and hopefully you'll learn some stuff as I make my mistakes. So here you can build a market. You can also do a trading post. Eventually, I do want to do my trading post here on the water. We'll go ahead and leave ourselves plenty of room for that. What I like to do is I like to kind of scout and see exactly where I can build that. So we've got plenty of locations where we could build that. I'd say that's probably going to do us okay. Also, this location down here, probably want to go ahead and just put my fishing place up here. Get that taken care of. That is also under food production, under fishing dock. And as you'll see here, you can kind of toy around with it a little bit. Let's go ahead and maximize that area. One thing I don't like is that basically you click it and it says a fishing dock cannot be placed in this location. The reason why is because it's already mapped to have a fishing dock there. That kind of burnt me a couple times. I ended up putting like a, what was that, a forester lodge down twice, because you can't hide trees as far as I know. You can't hide the terrain or aspects of the terrain in order to see where you're building. Just slightly annoying, to be honest. So as you can see here, the crop is getting planted. It's yielding really fast too, which is cool. We're doing okay on food. We don't have any alcohol, so that is a problem for some people. I didn't figure out the iron thing right away, so hopefully, like, you know, these little iron deposits, I hope I helped you guys out on that, because it took me forever. I didn't have any iron here, and I was like, where do you get the iron? I was thinking I was going to have to build like a quarry. Oh, storage for logs. Okay, so this is actually where the logs get stored. So what we need to do is we need to build another storage pile. I'll just mimic what we already have. So right now they're just storing it here, which is not good. Let's see, can I move this along a little bit? When I see the X's, it makes me think that it's not building, you know, it's not a priority. Oh, we need builders. That's why. So we'll get some builders on the case here. And as you see here, the total number of jobs available is 12. So what we should do is we should just go ahead and bump that up to the highest number that we can. We'll do 8 for now. And then you'll see here just a flurry of activity. See how these people building? It's really important that you assign people those jobs, from what I can tell. Go ahead and build our dirt road out here as well. Eventually I'd like to get this going. What we'll do here is, as you can see, we've got deer. So I'll utilize this area and let's see, do a hunting cabin. As you can see here, that big yellow space there, I'm assuming you'd want to do that in an area that's wooded. So we'll need to do that way out yonder. But we'll wait to do that. And as you can see here, this is already 11% full, so we're doing pretty good work. You'll see this number go down as these houses get built. So right now we have just 4 families that are without a home. Look at how different the little houses are. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, let's go ahead and build us a road around this as well. Oh, it's low. The reserve for firewood is low. So that is actually the next thing that I was going to build. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to go ahead and pause the game and call it quits for this episode of Banished. That just flew right by, didn't it? It just flew right by. I'm going to try to keep these episodes around the 15-minute mark. So I hope you guys liked what you saw today. If you did, leave those comments, leave those likes, and most of all, leave those subscriptions. It's going to keep you all up to date on when I'm able to publish more content for you, not only here with Banished, but also with Starbound, Minecraft, and all the other cool stuff that I am doing on my gaming. So, until next time, this is JPT. Go play your games, and I'll be seeing ya.